Hey everybody, I'm Wes.
I'm Chris.
And we are
Last
Bastion
Bastion
Studios. All right, everybody, got something a little special, definitely a little near and dear to my heart. This is another artist you should know, and today we are focusing on the work of Rafael Navarro. Chris, do you know much about Rafael Navarro?
You know, just a little bit. I've met him at a convention or two.
Absolute sweetheart.
Dude, the guy is great. Always will take the time to talk you through his comic books and show you some cool stuff.
And he's got a style in and of himself. Like, he's a very fun personality, and I really enjoy him. I also really enjoy his work. As you can clearly see, I am a collector, and this is not even all of my Rafael Navarro stuff. But I've got two series here that I want to share with you because you know, I like showing off my comics, and I like showing you a thing or two. We're gonna start off with Sonambulo. So this is his Luchador comic, and being a Luchador comic maker myself, I'm a big fan of Luchador comics. I see Luchador comics, I pick them up. One of the interesting things about Rafael Navarro is he's a Xeric Grant winner, and he won it, I believe, in 1996. The Xeric Grant started by Peter Laird of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fame. It was their way of helping people publish indie comics and help them get into the industry and stuff like that. And Rafael Navarro won his Xeric Grant in '96 for Sonambulo's very first series, Sleep of the Just. I don't have it here on this table today, but it is somewhere in my piles of comics. But Sonambulo is a really fun series. It's much more along the crime saga, detective tales that, and sort of similar thing that I'm trying to do that I'm trying to do with Luchador. But he works in black and white, and he has like a really wonderful cartoony style. This is
definitely all pulp detective magazine, pulp comics from like the 60s. Like, these are great. The line work's awesome. The use of shadows and, you know, heavy shapes, like it brings every panel like all together.
Yeah,
I love it so much.
I'm pretty sure these are like zipatones and stuff that he
it's just a roller.
But yeah, it's all private detective stuff. The general gist being he was a professional wrestler in like the 50s, crossed some people, and got sort of buried alive and pulled like a Rip Van Winkle type thing, slept for 50 years, wakes up in the modern day.
I am alive.
So he's sort of a throwback to the 50s detective operating in the 90s LA. I know. It's great.
It's so, like, this is kind of like, you know, when Superman puts on the glasses and he's just like, no, I'm not Superman.
Yeah.
I'm just Clark Kent.
I'm just random detective.
I am detective now.
Yeah, so he's, like I said, he's got a whole, here's your sort of backstory. He's the professional wrestler, so you've got your touch of wrestling in the comic.
Just destroying people.
It's not a wrestling comic, but it's got some wrestling in it. You never reveal the face. Got to keep it in the shadows. Only one person can know. And then it crosses the gangster, and he's loses his woman and gets buried alive. But
again, with like the textures that you were talking about, there's so many different types of textures that he adds to the comic books, and it's almost like this is almost like charcoal drawings.
Yes, he does do that across his different comics, and it's very it's mostly evident in, you know, the covers and stuff that he works in these very different mediums. Obviously,
the covers I absolutely love.
He's a fantastic painter.
I would buy paintings of this stuff. It's right up my alley.
Mexican Standoff. This is a good one. Like, all these are great. The stories are great. The character Sonambulo himself is fun. He's got this ability to sort of hypnotize people and get them to sort of tell him his dreams and everything else. And Rafael Navarro has definitely done storyboards for cartoons and things like that. Sonambulo got him a number of different gigs. I believe he did storyboards for like Justice League and the Batman and a few other cartoons that are out there.
Absolutely love it. He's just falling in. Is this part of the dreamscape that he's falling through right now?
There's actual demons that show up in this one that he does fight.
Demons. Yes,
he does fight.
I absolutely need to read this right now.
Yeah, they're great, dude. I'm not gonna spoil any of the story because all these connect into one big sort of long through line. And actually, Roth just recently released a hardcover trade of Sonambulo, which...
Oh, really? That's really cool.
Yep. You can find it at some local comic shops here. He is a local, by the way.
Oh, look at that. Great action scene.
Yep. Here's some of your dream
this dude,
stuff.
this is amazing. I love the eyes and him falling into that like abyss or whatever that is. Super cool. And where is he located?
I think he's based in the LA area, so
okay, cool.
He's definitely
cool.
He's in Long Beach all the time. He's always down at the Atomic Basement comic shop, hanging out with his buddies.
I love this. Stop! Don't come back.
You stay dead now.
You stay dead. I have a gun. Now. I will shoot you.
Yep. Sonambulo lives again. Don't really want to give some of the story elements away,
but he was buried and now he returns again.
So you can also see an evolution of his art style as well. There's changes. There's more techniques. Like he's putting a lot more shadow, like charcoal touches.
Do you think he had more time to do this, or he spent a little bit more time rather than like I don't want to say minimal style.
Well, this is definitely later in the series. I think he's an artist. He evolves. He tends to use more, do more. And
one moment, I want to go back to the cat. Sorry, does he have a cat friend in this?
Yes.
Yes.
he's
yes.
Technically, he's wandering through hell. So
the cat is helping him.
And the cat is definitely helping him. It's like his spiritual guide, dude.
Oh my god, just a little kitty cat.
I love cats.
Through hell.
I love luchadors. It's kind of hard not to
follow me,
this.
Sal. I'll explain along the way. Yes. Yes.
This is exactly what you want.
Tell me, oh demon cat.
And you didn't know it.
No, I didn't.
But and this is obviously the Sonambulo series is all black and white.
Werewolves.
Giant spiders. Demons with opening chests. This definitely
reminds me a little bit of what is going on through Jack Burton's head when he's going through the catacombs in Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, for sure.
What will come out no more?
Huh? What'll come out? He's dancing with the devil woman. I will say, Raph also does fantastic women in his comics. They're all very beautiful. They're all very tempting and alluring, and it's perfect for this character who is this throwback to this 50s classic, cool,
those
cool
silken
guy.
Dresses, those funky, a lot of curves,
the persona and everything else. Like I love the leg stances and everything. It's very it's visually fun. The story's great. And if you dig luchadors, you dig detectives, you dig
I need to get into this right now.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. I'm gonna fight you, devil, and I'm gonna win.
He does.
Wait, who is this? Vintage Ninja.
I mean, I definitely just want to know more about vintageninja.net.
I want to be his friend.
I hope that website still exists.
I hope it doesn't lead to something bad.
So now to a little bit of a change, we get to see Raph working in color and also different color mediums, right? Things that you don't see in Sonambulo at all.
And you said something earlier when we were breaking all this stuff out that each one of these Guns Ablazing had something unique about them.
Oh yeah, so Guns Ablazing is a 6-issue miniseries that he did with Mike Wellman of Atomic Basement, the shop down in Long Beach that I was talking about. It's a time travel story, and it's definitely a fun one. One of the fun things I've noticed about it is that all the titles of the comics themselves they are popular songs. Running with the Devil, obviously being Van Halen. 2,000 Light Years from Home is Rolling Stones. Cigarettes, Whiskey, and Wild Women is Jim Croce. Width of a Circle, David Bowie. How Many More Times, Led Zeppelin. The only one that I'm a little shaky on is the Spiral Shadow. I think it's this like sludge metal band called Kelsey, but it doesn't really fit in with the theme of all the other
ones.
books.
Yeah.
That being said, let's crack one of these babies and show off some of the color work of Raf.
Running with the Devil.
Yeah, so like I said, it's a time story. So it allows him to sort of show off his chops of doing very different style characters. So you've got, you know, your cowboys and Indians, and again, you've still got the very cartoony feel, but you've got some very rich colors going on each page. You
Definitely
know?
makes each panel pop with the what would you call that?
Chartreuse, maybe. The paper is nice and thick, and so it holds all this color really well. It's definitely not cheap paper, but it's not your typical comic book paper.
This is definitely, either. I mean, Running with the Devil. Yes, okay, didn't know what to expect in this, but now there's actual Viking demons, or
it's like I said, it's a time travel story, and with time travel stories you get the unraveling of sort of reality and the crashing of realities into each other, and people trying to stop
I love
them.
the cadence of this and keeping it within the text elements of just that's so cool.
It is really cool. So one of the neat things about this is that the actual time travel machine is the gun. So they fire the gun and it opens up a portal.
No way. Oh, look at this like 60s psychedelic stuff going on.
He does a lot of this like psychedelic stuff in with all these colors.
Oh no!
Dang.
This is awesome. I really thoroughly enjoy this.
Falling through reality and everything else. Again, then we get dinosaurs. Like,
oh, son of a bitch!
Hey, Raph, can you draw dinosaurs? Can you draw like cave women?
Yes.
Sure, no problem. No problem.
I dig it.
Yeah, so just awesome stuff. Colors, just giant spreads. Like, you know, this was fun. They did a cover. Like, they did a cover of both characters. So this is the main character, and this is the forward read, and
that's the other character.
That's the other character who sort of got his memory like in a mess. Let's jump to book 2. So now you get some more of the space women and things like that. So, you know, more fun colors, all fun colors. The characters you start sort of getting a feel for what's actually happening in the story and who these characters are and how they connect to their past. And
he really does like those rich pinks and purples.
He does. It makes everything else pop against those browns that in the dark blue that the cowboys are wearing.
Like even the metal itself, like if you just had looked and like did a color pick, this is all purple.
That's all purple.
This is all purple.
For sure.
It's super cool.
More space. Like, let's see, he's got some really fun splash pages. Oh,
I like that character.
Obviously, he's got a romantic relationship with this character. Everything's got, all the characters have weight. They have motion. There's not a static panel on this page.
Every single like time that you're looking at the character, like their faces have, you know, strained lines all over them. They're always, like you said, they're always in motion, and like the slanted lines in the background causes them to look really, really quick and really, really fast.
Who doesn't want a cowboy riding a dinosaur?
Dude.
And of course, the whole sequence is funny. This Cody character, they're very fun characters, and like I said, it's a fun story. And I think that the rock and roll titles definitely fit in with
Mega Force. That's an awesome.
They do awesome like things.
Yeah, this was a movie that came out quite some time ago, and nobody knows about Megaforce.
They don't waste a page. Like they don't waste a page. They do such fun stuff with all this. Let's jump to 3. Let's see if we can find some more cool spreads and stuff like that. But
I'm just a cowboy in space.
The disruption of reality. Okay, here we go. So now we're getting different like textural elements within the art.
As soon as he's like, as we're progressing through these different issues, he's becoming like this main character is becoming more like Lee Van Cleef. Like he's just like, now he's got the full jacket, he's got the hat, and he's just looking bad.
I mean, Raph, like, and okay, so here's one of the fun things about Raph.
That is amazing.
Yeah. I swear, like, this is Raph in person.
Yeah.
Like,
No. Yeah. Like, if he wore a cowboy hat, he's always got those long jackets on, and he's always, like, kind of poised.
His
and,
facial
like,
hair is always on point.
He's like
perfectly
a slinky little cat.
Perfectly trimmed.
Yeah.
He's adding paint work to all these different art sequences.
I love it.
And then, this is, I start digging this stuff where you start getting the real post-apocalyptic looking thing.
Now, this is like very heavy metal-esque of just like these different worlds. This is
Dante's
like,
Inferno.
This is like Beetlejuice.
Exactly. Beetlejuice.
Mixed with Mad Max.
And so, you start getting the dark nightmare realities of what happens when you start, fucking with time.
Yeah.
So, constantly.
Count Dante.
These are some of the
deadliest man alive.
Some of my favorite ads that I've found in old comics, and they were in every old comic for a while.
I remember opening up one of the other like old comics from the 80s that we picked up, and it was just like ads for throwing stars and nunchucks, like mail away stuff. Like,
yeah, dangerous things that you should not give children or allow them to order through mail. He can do cars. He does fun cars and stuff. Yeah. And again, reality hopping.
Dude. This is like the scene from what is that movie with the candy and the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. There you go.
Yep.
This stuff is almost like very Frank Frazetta designs. Like when he does his old sci-fi, like there's a specific
that sort of Buck Rogers
Buck
look.
Rogers, yes.
Yeah, he's pulling a lot of different things into his art.
Cool. Transitioning to like all this crazy mess.
The destruction of reality.
And then blank.
Which reminds me of old school cartoons.
Yes.
Like when reality gets sucked out and it's just the character walking around on a blank page.
It swirls and then blips and they're just
same thing.
Okay.
Still blank backgrounds because they've destroyed all of reality. But
they still got their guns.
So the whole cycle starts all over
crazy
again.
Mobius strip.
Back to the beginning.
Why can't we just have like a normal day? Nah.
What's a normal day?
Yes, this is Frazetta all the way, dude.
So here's another sample of Rafael Navarro's work, and like I said, he does a little bit of everything. He does a lot of commission work. He actually did
some stuff for you, didn't he?
A very cool commission for me, for Luchador.
Awesome.
The man knows how to draw a luchador in a suit, as is the case of Sonambulo, and he's a good friend of mine, so he was more than happy to have King Jaguar fighting a werewolf in the middle of the city.
So cool.
At night.
So cool.
And because you're fighting a werewolf, you need a full moon.
Yeah. It's about the details.
It's all about the details. And he knocked this out at a convention in a very short amount of time for me. So
it's amazing when they're able to do that.
he works fast, he works clean, and he's a great artist, an awesome guy, and you can find him around, and I highly recommend that you do, because if you're interested in some of the single issue Sonambulos, he has like a small amount with him. I know Atomic Basement has some copies. They have some copies of Guns A-Blazing.
Yeah.
So you can still get it from them.
Dude, I'm gonna have to go over there.
Yeah.
And, you know, put some money down for this stuff. It looks too good.
I did, and I've been nothing but happy with it.
Just
and
this quick walkthrough of this, like, oh man, I'm envious now. You had something else that went along with all these comic books, right?
Oh, so well, the Guns A-Blazing thing is pretty fun in that they made their own little soundtrack.
Oh my god.
For the comics. So not
So
only
awesome.
do you get a vibe of what the Guns A-Blazing series should be with each, rock and roll title of each chapter, but they made like a little
and it's all
soundtrack,
all original soundtrack,
all original work, and
that's so cool.
And when you hear it, it definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
I think these guys could easily turn this thing into like a little cartoon.
Oh yeah, for
film,
sure.
And there's your base soundtrack.
Hell yeah.
Cool. So check out Rafael Navarro. Look for him at conventions in the Southern California area, and ask around at some of these comic shops. I know Pulp Fiction Comics in Long Beach is carrying the hardcover Sonambulo. So if you're interested in picking up some Sonambulo, head over there.
And we'll probably drop some links in the description and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, guys.
Go check it out.
Thanks.